Nanyam todasya sharanam brahmato nupashye. Prayena deva munaya samukti kama. Maunam charanti vijane naparartha nishthaha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimuksha eko. Nanyam tadasya sharanam brahmato nupashye. Prayena deva munaya samukti kaman. Prayena deva munaya samukti kaman. Get him a cushion, please. Maunam charanti vijane naparartha nishthaha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimuksha eko. Nanyam tadasya sharanam brahmato nupashye. Please repeat.
I can't see it.
Oh, you can't say? Okay.
Is it that?
Yes, yeah.
Prayena deva munaya svabhukti kama.
Prayena deva.
Svabhukti kama. Charanti vijanena parata nishta. Maunam charanti vijanena parata nishta. Kripanam vimuksha eko. Naitan vihaya kripanam vimuksha eko. Tvalasya saranam brahmato nupashye. You sure it's not Brahma Sankirtan? Prayena deva munaya svabhukti kama. It's Brahma Sankirtan.
Okay. Oh, okay. Merci.
Prayena deva munaya svabhukti kama. Maunam charanti vijanena parartha nishtha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimumuksha eko. Nanyam tvarasya sharanam brahmato nupashye.
Anyone else?
Maunam charanti vijanena parartha nishtha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimumuksha eko. Nanyam tadasya sharanam brahmato nupashye.
Nanyam tvarasya sharanam brahmato nupashye.
Tell me the verse number again.
It's 7944.
44.
Yeah. Would any of the Matajis like to chant? Prayena deva munaya samukti kaman.
Maunam charanti vijanena parata nishtaha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimuksha eko.
Nanyam tvarasya sharanam brahmato nupashye.
You want me to find out? Yeah.
Prayena
You know which one to play? It's three of you. You know what's that? Charanti vijanena parartha nishthaha. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimuksha eko. Prayena, generally, in almost all cases. Deva, oh my Lord. Munayaha, the great saintly persons. Swa, personal, own. Vimukti kamaha, ambitious for liberation from this material world. Maunam, silently. Charanti, they wander in places like the Himalayan forest where they have no touch with the activities of the materialists.
They wander in places like the Himalayan forest where they have no touch with the activities of the materialists.
Vijane, in solitary places. Nam, not. Para artha nishtha, interested in working for others by giving them the benefit of the Krishna consciousness movement, by enlightening them with Krishna consciousness. Nam, not. Etan, these. Vihaya, leaving aside. Kripanan, fools and rascals. Engaged in materialistic activity who do not know the benefit of the human form of life. Vimukshe, I desire to be liberated and to return home back to Godhead. Ekaha, alone. Nam, not. Anyam, other. Tvat, but for you. Asya, of this. Sharanam, shelter. Brahmataha, of the living entity rotating and wandering throughout the material universes. Anupashye, do I see? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forests to meditate with vows of silence, Maunavrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter at your Lord's feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back the shelter at your Lord's feet. Purport. This is a decision of the Vaishnava, the pure devotee of the Lord. For himself, he has no problems, even if he has to stay in this material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person can go even to hell and still be happy. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Naivod Vijay para duratyaya vaitaranyaha. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. The pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayana para sarve nakutascha bhibhyati svarga pavarga narkeshva apitu ulyartha darshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in devotional service with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. For a devotee, being situated in the heavenly planets and being in the hellish planets are equal. For a devotee lives neither in heaven nor in hell, but with Krishna in the spiritual world. The secret of success for the devotees is not understood by the karmis and jnanis. Karmis, therefore, try to be happy by material adjustment, and jnanis want to be happy by becoming one with the Supreme. The devotee has no such interest. He is not interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest. Rather, his interest is in the busiest part of the world, where he teaches people Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate in a secluded place just so that one may show that he has become very much advanced and may be proud of his so-called transcendental meditation. Although he engages in all sorts of foolish materialistic activity, a Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in such a bluff of spiritual advancement. Rather, he is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness because that is the only way for them to become happy. Prahlad Maharaj says clearly, Nanyam todasya sharanam brahmato nupashye. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot become happy. One wanders within the universe, life after life, but by the grace of a devotee, a servant to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get the clue of Krishna consciousness and then not only become happy in this world, but also return home back to Godhead. That is the real target of life, in life. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement are not at all interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forests, where one will make a show of meditation, nor are they interested in opening many schools for yoga and meditation in the cities. Rather, every member of the Krishna consciousness movement is interested in going door to door, trying to convince people about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna, one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna consciousness person avoids all kinds of pseudo-spiritualists, transcendentalists, meditators, monists, philosophers, and philanthropists. Om Agyana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utafpada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vatamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminati Namine Hari Jana Gana Badi Gnana Karmanda Hari Prakatita Para Bhaktir Bhakti Siddhanta Kanti Vinay Nikara Lakshmi Nimna Medera Gamyo Bhuvijayati Vikaso Bhakti Purvo Yatindraha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachati Deshatarine. So you can do this together. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nirsimham Bishinam Badram Mrityor Mrityo Namamyaham Shri Nirsimha Jai Nirsimha Jai Jai Nirsimha Prahaladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejase Avir Avir Bhava Vajanaka Vajadam Shrakarma Shayan Randhe Randhe Tamo Gasa Gasa Om Swaha Abhayam Abhayam Atmani Bhuyishta Om Kshrom Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Purushaya Mahatmane Hare Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane Vagishayasya Vadane Lakshmi Iryasya Chivakshisi Yasyase Hridaye Samvit Tamra Simham Maham Bhaje Prahalada Hridaya Hladam Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam Sharadindu Ruchim Vande Parindra Vadanam Harim Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha Tatra Shir Vijayo Bhute Dhruvani Te Mate Mama Yadidasi Sime Kaman Varam Samvaradarshaba Kamanam Hridya Samroham Bhavatasu Vrinevaram Ugropyanugra Evayam Swabhaktanam Rikeshari Keshari Vasapotanam Anyesham Ugra Vikramaha Vidikshu Dikshu Dvadas Samantad Antar Bahir Bhagavan Narasimha Prahapaya Loka Bhayam Svanena Satejasa Grasta Samasta Tejaha Garjantam Garjayantam Nijabhujapatalam Spotayantam Hatantam Rupyantam Tapayantam Divibhudicham Shepayantam Shipantam Krandam Tam Roshayantam Dishiditi Satatam Samharantam Bharantam Vikshantam Purnayantam Karanikarashataya Divyasimham Namami Satyam Vidhatum Nijabritya Bhashitam Vyaptim Chabhuteshvakilesh Shatmanaha Adishyatya Adbhuta Rupamudvahan Stambhe Sabhayam Namrigam Namanusham Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karti Vachalam Pangam Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Yasya Deve Para Bhaktir Yada Deve Tata Guru Tasya Te Katita Hyata Prakashante Mahatmanaha. So here we're reading about the mood of Sri Prahlad Maharaj, who is in the mood of Paradukha Dukhi. He feels bad looking at others feeling bad, whereas conditioned souls feel happy when others are sad. And this is a mentality that we need to learn to curb in ourselves. And the best way of doing it is to practice the sadhana given by our acharyas. And the sadhana given to us by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, is to preach. Brigupati Prabhu is known all around the world to have the best quotes of Srila Prabhupada on him all the time. So he was sharing, this quote with me. And he, with all of us, and I guess you shared it to me like a month before you read it out here. And this quote is very important, that the sadhana of the devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement is to preach. There is no other sadhana. If you want to attain your sadhya, which is love for Krishna, then our duty is to preach. We have no other business, actually, than to go and preach the Krishna consciousness philosophy to all people of this age and induce them to chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So by doing this, when we go and we preach, as Prahlad Maharaj is speaking about over here, that he does not care for his own liberation. He's not selfish. We're not selfish people. We are taught, we learn to be selfless. How are we to be selfless? We are to be selfless by going and giving others this amazing antidote for their cancer of ignorance. Syat Krishna Macharita Disitapya Vidya Pitto Taptarasana Chinarochikano Kintva Daradanidinam Kalusaiva Jusha Swadvi Kramat Bhavati Tadgata Mula Hantri. That we are all suffering with the jaundice of ignorance in this material world. Everyone is forgetful of Krishna. And the best way to actually cure them of this jaundice is not to do yoga, bhoga, meditation, or squeeze your nose this way or that way, and all the other brand new speculations that have infiltrated the pure Krishna consciousness movement started by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. But the way of actually doing that is by giving them the most amazing books of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the savior of the whole world. So by doing so, we can actually take all the people out of the suffering material existence and put them into that eternal existence of Satchitananda. Right now we are covered over by the gross ignorance. And many people come to us. So many people come nowadays. It's a big fever or big scam, or the most unfortunate thing of devotees becoming life coaches. So many people, they come to them for advice. So what is the best advice? So many people may come, give advice. So some people may say, if you walk, for 2 hours every day, then it'll be good for you. Or some people may say, if you swim every day, or some people may say, be in the moment, or just, if you see someone suffering, just smile at them, that's going to do something. But just smile and, feel. But the essence of all advice, as given to us by the Commander-in-Chief of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Srila Rupa Goswami, is Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasana Manasini Yojya Tishtan Rajeta Danuragi Jananugami Kalam Naeda Kilamityu Padeshasaram. That the essence of all advice is we must 24 hours a day always engage ourselves and of course other people in thinking of the name, fame, qualities, pastimes, form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. That is our goal. Nothing else is our goal. This is our goal. To do that is that's why we have the whole Krishna consciousness movement. In Hindi, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness is called Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha. In Bengali, okay, also. So we see the Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha. We want to bring people in to having bhava, bhakti for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the way to do that is Tishtan Rajeta Danuragi Jananugami. That we must follow in the footsteps of those devotees who are eternal residents of Vrindavan. Like His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is an eternal resident of Vrindavan. In one memory, I think there's a memory of Bhavananda Prabhu. That memory, Prabhupada is saying that, I was in Vrindavan. I was all the way in the spiritual world. And I was very happy there. But Krishna was asking me to go to the material world. And Prabhupada was arguing with Krishna, no, I don't want to go to the material world. It's a very bad place. Why should I go to the material world? But Krishna told him, you simply go down there and write your books. I will take care of everything. That's very practical. You go down there and write your books and I will take care of everything. So Srila Prabhupada came into this world not to give us yoga, bhoga and all this other stuff, but he came to give us the real thing which is in his Bhakti Vedanta purports. So if we actually care about the welfare of people in general, if we actually care about how to bring people to the topmost level of existence, then we must go out and preach this pure message of Krishna consciousness. Nowadays, unfortunately, for anyone who is looking at things from an objective point of view, we can see that many things in the Krishna consciousness movement, especially in the West, especially more precisely in North America, is going terribly wrong. But one may wonder, why is it going terribly wrong? Devotees are still chanting Hare Krishna. They're still at least, worshipping the deities to some extent or the other. But what does Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami say in this regard? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Bahu Janma Kari Yadi Shravan Kirtan Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Premadan. That we may be going on chanting the holy names of Krishna for life after life, many births continuously, for as long as we want to. But if we commit the 10 offenses that are towards the holy name of Krishna, then what ends up happening is we will not get the love of God, which is the ultimate goal of this chanting. It's a very important thing to understand. So, in this regard, I remember last year, Mukundata Prabhu was giving class here. So he was speaking that, to blaspheme the devotees is very, very bad. And worse than blaspheme the devotees is disobey the orders of the spiritual master. But then, what he said was really amazing, is when we blaspheme the Vedic literatures, that aparad is unprecedented, to blaspheme the Vedic literatures. So, why are all things going wrong seem to be, in most places in the Krishna conscious movement, especially in North America? Why does it seem to be going wrong? Because we are committing this offense, Shruti Shastra Nindanam. We are not keeping Prabhupada's books in the center of our lives. How did the Krishna conscious movement start? It started with the Big Bang, actually. It started with the Big Bang. All these non-devotees are into Big Bang. We are also into Big Bang. So it all started off with a Big Bang of books. Somehow or the other, Srila Prabhupada came, and there was a big explosion of book distribution. And these books went to all these different places and went into the hands of all these people. And then what the Karmis would say, randomly they came and they joined into the temples, and the Krishna conscious movement flourished. But there's no such thing as random. What ended up happening is there was a pure devotee, and he had a pure desire that somehow or the other, this message actually be spread all over, everywhere. So many people, even it happened to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they first tried to assassinate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They tried to assassinate him. There's so many places and there's so many pastimes of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One of them is, they were having this, this huge festival in one of the holy places in Mayapur. And then what ended up happening was there were some envious caste Goswamis, and they hired gundas to go and stone the devotees. Their goal was to stone them to death. But then somehow, when the news came of this, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was also there. Then Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, who was Srila Prabhupada's sannyas guru, he looked a little bit like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at least from a distance. So he swapped his dress with him for his spiritual master. And he said, I will behave like you, and you can wear my grihastha clothes, and you can escape Guru Maharaj. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did that. He put on Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's clothes, and then some of the devotees were injured. And what ended up happening is all the public's opinion swayed against all these devotees who were against Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then they all were very favorable towards him. And of course, after that, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj was given sannyas for his amazing sacrifice. And then another time also, once a police officer came up to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and told him that, you see, all these people, they have come to give me a bribe. And they told me, I'm going to give you a bribe, and then you go away somewhere and we're going to kill Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And what was the bribe? How much was the bribe? 25,000 rupees in 1936 or 1933. How much? We cannot even conceive of how much money that is. You could say, roughly, it's close to like something like 2.5 million or like $5 million. Someone is willing to pay the cops or whoever $5 million, $10 million just to kill Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But Krishna protected him. So then, when they can't kill him, they try to assassinate his character. First they tried to assassinate him, then they tried to assassinate his character, but then they couldn't do anything. Why? Because no one can assassinate his faith in his spiritual master. Because the message, the order that he received from his spiritual master is to preach the absolute truth, putting aside all other things. That is the message, that is the order that he received from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, to preach the absolute truth, keeping aside all other things. So same thing with Srila Prabhupada. There's a recollection, that, someone had, sent snakes to kill Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur. And the devotees killed those snakes. So many people try to assassinate the character of Srila Prabhupada. Impossible. How can you find fault with a faultless person? Anyway, but if you're stupid, foolish, and destined to go to hell, you can do such things. So many people said, but no one can assassinate Prabhupada's faith in his spiritual master. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text number 20 to 23, one of these verse, in this verse, when a very amazing point sticks out, where Krishna says, Guru Rapina Vichalyate, that his faith in the Guru is very, very heavy. It's very, very firm. His faith cannot be broken. His faith cannot be shaken. So, same thing with Prahlad Maharaj. He's teaching us our sadhana. How are we to increase our faith? How are we to increase our faith in Krishna, how we to increase our faith. They give us this sadhana. That, we are not like all these people who go off to the Himalayas or the mountains and just care for ourselves. But it is the duty of all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement. I'm not saying this. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada is saying this. He's saying this, that the members of the Krishna consciousness movement must fully be convinced that without Krishna one cannot be happy. That it is our duty to go door to door and spread the message of the Bhagavad Gita as it is and teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And many more books now. So this is the most important activity for all of us to do. And many people will come and tell you, you're actually wasting your time. I remember in Mayapur, when I was 19 years old and I just put on saffron. I just put on saffron cloth. And then there was this one devotee, I'm not going to say who, anyway, no one will know who that is. But I was like really nice, friends with him in New York. And he was also there in Mayapur at that time. And when he saw the saffron, he was so fried out with me. He chastised me for 2 hours and then took him to a place where all his other friends were there. And they all chastised me and they told me, you're wasting your life. You're studying in New York University. You have a degree in computer science. You can start off making $120,000 an annum. Why are you doing this? You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life, And they were really heavy and they're telling me this in the Dham, and I'm thinking, what would your spiritual masters say, And of course I, bless them, and and that relationship was over. But so many people will come and tell you, don't do what you're doing. Don't waste your life distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. After all, what is going to happen? What's going to happen? If you distribute Prabhupada's books, what good is it going to do to the world? You might as well feed them, do all these things. Don't distribute Prabhupada's books, distribute some other books. Some other books which don't preach the message of Krishna consciousness properly. They may tell you all these things. And this is not surprising. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, things like this are happening all the time. People will come and tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do this. So many times, especially in regards to book distribution, unfortunately, at least until Krishna life was started, we received more discouragement than encouragement, actually. But sometimes discouragement is the greatest encouragement, actually. We can see that the more we were discouraged, the more we became encouraged to do it. Same thing with Srila Prabhupada. The more opposition Prabhupada got, the stronger he became to preach. The more opposition Prahlad Maharaj received from Hiranyakashipu, the stronger his prayers and faith in Narasimhadev and Krishna increased. More and more. This is how it actually works. I was seeing this actually, there's this beautiful verse. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. I'm probably speaking too much. But there's this verse it's not in the it's not in the 7th canto or the 5th canto. It's actually in the 8th canto. Let me see. I can tell you the verse number. Tam Indra. Yeah, could you please pull up 8:22:13, please? So this is a beautiful verse, actually. It comes in the 8th canto, and it's a description of Prahlad Maharaj, how he looks. I was just reading the Bhagavatam, I stumbled upon this verse. I thought this is a very beautiful verse. I'm going to read the Sanskrit also. Tam Indra Sena Swapitamaham. So, okay, I'm not going to read the Sanskrit. Or should I? But Tam Indra Sena Swapitamaham. No, was it Tam Indra Sena Swapitamaham Shriya Virajamanam Nalinaya Tekshanam Pramshum Pishangabaram Anjanatvisham Pralamba Bahun Shubha Garshabam Aikshataha. So this is a beautiful verse describing his beauty. Then Bali Maharaj saw his grandfather Prahlad, the most fortunate personality, whose dark body resembled blank ointment for the eyes. His tall, elegant figure was dressed in yellow garments. He had long arms, and his beautiful eyes were like lotus petals of a lotus, or like the petals of a lotus. He was very dear and pleasing to everyone. So this is how beautiful Prahlad Maharaj is. And he's such a great devotee of the Lord. And I was counting how many avatars of the Supreme Personality of Godhead did Prahlad Maharaj get the darshan of? Narasimhadev? Okay, I guess he's a Shakti Vesha avatar, but okay, we're going to let that one pass. So Narasimhadev, then Vamana, then? Sure, Krishna? I don't know if he saw Mohini. But then he also saw Nara Narayan rishis, actually. And Sanatana Goswami writes, this is a very amazing thing, Sanatana Goswami writes, that when Hiranyakashipu was asking, is he in this pillar? Is he in this pillar? Immediately at that time, Varaha entered into that pillar and then came out as Nrsimha. So, Prabhupada Maharaj, he's gotten darshan of a lot of the incarnations of Supreme Personality. And who else got darshan of a lot of incarnations of Supreme Personality of God that they revealed to us? That's right. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada also. When he was on the Jaladuta, he was performing the pastime of getting his second heart attack. And after his second heart attack, he saw Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his dream. And Krishna told him, you don't worry. Now, I am, myself, in one part of I think in Transcendental Diary, said that my incarnations are rowing the boat. And this beautiful painting is there of so many avatars, the Dasha avatars, rowing the boat of Srila Prabhupada to come distribute his Bhagavatam sets. Hey, I'm not saying this, that's what happened. Okay? So they were rowing the boat, they were rowing the ship. And what's his name? Was it Captain Pandya? No, what's the name of the Captain Pandya? Okay. Arun Pandya. Yeah, Captain Arun Pandya says that I never saw the Atlantic Ocean so calm before. He said he never saw. Because Prabhupada says that his boat was being tossed around, here and there, here and there, here and there. His boat was being tossed around like a matchbox in the sea. And we cannot understand, how traumatic of an experience that could be. How traumatic of an experience that could be. What is this? Shrijami tapasai vedam grasami tapasamyaham. Could you pull that up? This is my second favorite purport of Srila Prabhupada in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the second canto, chapter 9, probably text number 24. We can see this over here. Let's see. 24? Yeah. Yes. Wow. I usually don't get the numbers right. But okay, this time is, because this is a very amazing, very, very amazing verse. Sajami tapasai vedam, gasami tapasa punaha, bibrami tapasa vishwam, viryam me dusharam tapaha. Translation. I create this cosmos, this is Lord's vision, the Supreme Personality of God is speaking. I create this cosmos by such penance. I maintain it by the same energy, and I withdraw it all by the same energy. Therefore, the potential power is penance only. And then, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada changes our lives. This is very amazing, okay? In executing penance, one must be determined to return home back to Godhead. One must decide to undergo all type of tribulations for that end, whatever it takes, forevermore, no matter what. That we must be prepared to go above and beyond the call of duty. Yes, Prabhupada got the order. If you preach in the English language, then, and you write books, then you'll do good for yourself and you'll do good for everyone else who's helping you and whoever you're preaching to. So Prabhupada could have stopped, okay, I translated Bhagavad Gita as it is, I wrote a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, I wrote the commentary on the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I wrote Nectar of Devotion. You could stop there, but no. Prabhupada stuck to that order until at the end of his manifest presence in this world. Even on his apparent deathbed, Srila Prabhupada was still preaching and translating the Srimad Bhagavatam. Willing to undergo all types of tribulations in order to go back home, back together. Whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. We must be willing to do whatever it takes. Everything. What is that? That's why it's nice when devotee, it's nice. Some, one may want to do as much devotional service as they want, and that's good. But I really like this, I don't know if it's called a slogan or whatever. I've seen it on some trucks, And then it says that, let me make sure, okay. Yeah, okay. I think it's a thing for the army. Okay, so some gave all, but all gave some. I thought that's very amazing, actually. I think we put that in our newsletter too. I thought it was cool. But some gave all, but all gave some. That many people may give a little bit, and that's really amazing. But those who give everything, some who gave all. Srila Prabhupada is one who gave all. I don't even think all is a word that does justice to what Srila Prabhupada did for us. But he gave everything in more and more and more and more and more. Prabhupada gave everything. He such painstaking effort Prabhupada took in order to bring forth this Krishna consciousness movement. Going on with this purport over here. Bhagavati Prabhu was making this point. Even for material prosperity, name, and fame, one has to undergo severe types of penance. Otherwise, no one can become an important figure in this material world. Why then are there severe types of penance for the perfection of devotional service? This line changed my life. The first time I read it changed my life. An easygoing life, an attainment of perfection in transcendental realization cannot go together. I'm going to read that again and again. An easygoing life, an attainment of perfection in transcendental realization cannot go together. An easygoing life, an attainment of perfection in transcendental realization cannot go together. So, that is why Prabhupada wanted us to always be on the preaching field like Prahlad Maharaj. He is there, Prahlad Maharaj is there. Who are his friends? Who are his friends? The sons of the demons. What do they eat? Do they eat like nice puri and paneer for prasadam every lunch or something? No. What do they eat? All kinds of abominable foodstuffs which we will even not like to mention. We will not like to even mention these things. They're so horrible. They're so abominable. But, these are the people that Prahlad Maharaj is preaching to. And then what ended up happening? Prahlad Maharaj converted his classmates into devotees. And this was a big problem. How can you do this? And then Santa and Amarka were called in. And what is this? Are you teaching this? Some Vaishnava must have come and contaminated my son. And Hiranyakashipu, he's with his little baby Prahlad, 5-year-old. You can imagine a really cute-looking baby Prahlad at the age of 5. And he's asking, his father is asking him, please make sure Jivan Mukta Prabhu has a cushion to sit on. Just get one anyway? Yeah, okay. So, so we can see that, you can imagine nice, little baby Prahlad, he's sitting there, and, his father is going to ask him, he asks him, my dear Prahlad, what did you learn in school today? And, usually kids, you expect them to say something stupid, like, yeah, I learned that the sky is blue, or I don't know what kids say, but I'm sure they say something stupid like that. Like, I learned the sky is blue, or, whatever, or like, I learned that there's leaves on a tree, or, whatever, And then, like, Hiranyakashipu may have been expecting, but then, like, what did you learn in school today? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. What? You learned what? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu? Vishnu is our enemy. Who has taught you this, And like, Hiranyakashipu gets really fried out. So, Prahlad Maharaj is, in the true sense of the word, a real prodigy. So was our Srila Prabhupada. He was also the real prodigy, That, Srila Prabhupada is expert in everything. I like this memory of Srila Prabhupada. It's very amazing, actually. Srila Kirti Prabhu, I think I said this before. Srila Kirti Prabhu was once massaging Srila Prabhupada, and he always enjoyed that, massaging Srila Prabhupada in the evening, because in the afternoon massage, he would always have visitors. Prabhupada would have visitors coming in, back and forth. He would have visitors coming in. But in the afternoon, in the evening massage, it would just be Shruti Kirti Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada. It would just be both of them. And then Srila Prabhupada would be speaking all about like so many things, And, sometimes he would say, Shruti Kirti, tonight I want puris and sabji. And Shruti Kirti Prabhu would immediately go and he would make that. So and he told Shruti Kirti Prabhu, actually, today I'll just take chidwa. That's like our favorite. It comes in the parampara. So I'm just saying. So, he said, tonight I'll just say, because yesterday the puri and sabji was too heavy. So he said, okay. And then Srila Prabhupada said, even when I was a kid, one time, I was going to take, before I took rest, I was telling my mother, I want puri and sabji. And she said, no, you just take muri and you go to sleep. But I said, no, I want puri and sabji. And his mother again said, no, you take muri and you go to sleep. And third time, Srila Prabhupada said, no, I want puri and sabji. And then his father, Gaur Mohan De, Prabhu, said, if he wants puri and sabji, you make him puri and sabji. And then Srila Prabhupada looked at Shruti Kirti Prabhu and said, my father, I think he knew. About his position. You have to understand what he's saying. The Srila Prabhupada's position is always unique. Always unique. And Srila Prabhupada said, I never forgot Krishna from the age of 5. I never forgot. Prahlad Maharaj also. Never forgot Krishna. Same thing, Prabhupada. He never forgot Krishna. He was expert in everything. Srila Prabhupada expert in everything. Daksha and everything. It's another memory of Srila Prabhupada. It's very amazing. Same memory. He was saying that, yes, my mother, when she made the puri and sabji, she was very good. She was actually very expert. She's very, very good cook. My sister, she's also a good cook. She learned from my mother. And then Prabhupada said, I am also very good cook. But me, no one taught me. I just learned by looking. You know, the Srila Prabhupada is making, I just learned by looking, transcendental pride, Srila Prabhupada, obviously Prabhupada got us introduced to the best cuisine. Prabhupada is the first acharya in the entire existence of recorded history who used prasadam as a preaching tool. Who thought of this before? Prabhupada, he thought of this. He thought that, hey, actually, you know what? This is a great preaching tool. Prasadam distribution. So Srila Prabhupada taught all these things. He taught us how to eat, what to eat, when to wake up, how to bathe. My God, it's like, talk about having children. When to bathe. That's why, sometimes if a brahmachari is lamenting, oh man, like, what about me ever having kids? I said, don't worry. And if you get new bhaktas, you can, have to teach them how to eat, how to bathe, how to do all these things. And you're going to miss their broken language. Just wait until they recite their first Sanskrit shloka. And then, you'll have an experience of everything. Actually, right, Chanda? You'll have experience of everything. The kids getting mental, the bhaktas get mental. So many things, go on and on. So Srila Prabhupada gave us everything. Sorry, that was a brahmachari side point there. But, Prabhupada gave us everything, And everything that's there for us to know is in Srila Prabhupada's books. Everything that's there for us to know. Therefore, it is so important for us to actually get involved completely in this distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. And the more and more we want to push ourselves, the higher and higher levels of possibility become available, actually. Just until recently, Bhagavatam says to Americans weren't being distributed. Then all of a sudden, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj came to America, and he taught us how to distribute Bhagavatam sets. He taught us how to do this. And it's really, really amazing because this was an art actually, and this art is very guhyam. It's very secret. It's a very big secret actually, Yudhishthira Maharaj says this. And this is quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. He says in the Mahabharata, and this is quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Tarko pratishtha shutayor vibhinnam nasa vrishir yasya matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena kata sapanta dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. That the secrets of Dharma, and now we can understand the secrets of the Yuga Dharma in this regard. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena kata. They're very secretive, and where they're hidden in the hearts of the Mahajanas. Therefore, the Mahajana that we all follow is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Him and no one else. So by following Srila Prabhupada, we can actually receive the greatest knowledge that is possible. We simply have to make the words of His one with our heart. That is the secret actually. We should make the words of Srila Prabhupada one with our heart. How many times has this verse been quoted in how many classes that have happened here, at least in this festival itself? Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Koriya Aikya Arna Koriya Homane Ash. There's the most amazing thing actually. That if we simply make the word to Srila Prabhupada one with our heart, then all of our desires will be fulfilled. All of our desires will be fulfilled. Right after that, he says, Shri Guru Charane Rati Esayutama Gati Ye Prasadi Pure Sarva Ash. That if we simply have Rati, Bhava, Bhakti, attachment, firm attachment, deep attachment, the only attachment, to exclusive attachment, to the lotus feet of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Looks like someone is trying to scam call me right now. Of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, then all of our desires will be fulfilled. Shri Guru Charanati Esai Uttama Gati. Esai Uttama Gati. Your book scores will go to the Uttama Gati. Then when you reach Uttama Gati, then there'll be more Uttama Gati. And more, and more, and more. And we'll not even, and then like what if everyone in the planet gets books? Here's another answer. So, like Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was saying, sometime, all these devotees, we will be sitting up there, and then there'll be like a next generation. So what are we going to do if everyone in the world has like 3 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam already? Then another option is we can take the rockets of the demons and launch out Srila Prabhupada's books to other planets. That's another answer. So we can see there is so many ideas, so many ways of doing this. So by attachment to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, then one will be given access into the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Adhyapiha kare lila gora rai, kono kono bhagavan dekhi pare pai. That the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are going on even right now. And those who are fortunate get to see it. Those who are fortunate get to see it. It is possible. It's not just one man doing it or two men. So many, anyone can do it, provided they follow the program given to us by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Please pull up the verse we just read from today, 7:9:44. Who has the phone? Who has access? You'll look a little spaced out. Okay. So all the way down, we can see all the way down. Okay. So over here, Srila Prabhupada says, let's see over here. Rather, every member of the Krishna consciousness movement is interested in going door to door to try to convince people about the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is the purpose of the Hare Krishna movement. What's the matter? All the way down. Just go all the way down.
Members of the Krishna consciousness movement.
All the way. Go. Just please listen to me. Go all the way down. All the way down.
There.
Oh, there it is. Okay. That's it. Okay. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna, one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna conscious person avoids all kinds of pseudo-spiritualists, transcendentalists, meditators, monists, philosophers, and philanthropists. So Prabhupada is making this point here, that a Krishna conscious person avoids the association of all such people at all costs. We don't give a fig what the karmis have to say, gyanis have to say, all these fools have to say. What do they know? They don't even know that they need to take a bath after passing stool. What good can we learn from these fools? What can we learn from them? Nothing. Nothing good is there. That's why I'm not saying this. The Bhagavatam says, Harava bhaktasya kuto mahad gunan. Manoratena satita tato bahihi. Sorry, I always mess the last line up. But Harava bhaktasya kuto mahad gunan. The non-devotees have no good qualities. They're always on the mental platform. So what do we have to learn from such people? Nothing at all. What do we have to teach to such people? Everything. We have to teach everything to such people. Why? Yasyasi bhaktir bhagavata kinchana sarvai gunai sata samasate suraha. That when you perform devotional service and you become purified, then all the good qualities of the demigods become manifest in a person. It's a very important thing to note. Don't take this cheaply. Non-devotees have no good qualities. Beware of dangerous association. What is there for them to give? The duty of the Krishna conscious movement is to speak out against all this garbage. The best way to do so is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, read Srila Prabhupada's books, and live by Srila Prabhupada's books. We have to live by the books. It's not just enough to read them. It's not just enough to distribute them. The real challenge comes, are you willing to live by them? That is the real question. That's the real thing. But if we do live by them, then there's so much to attain for us. So much is there. So much is there. Again, like we were saying earlier, the main reason why so many things are going wrong in the Krishna consciousness movement in North America is the simple reason, Shruti Shastra Nindanam. We are blaspheming the Vedic literatures. We are blaspheming Srila Prabhupada's books. Unfortunately, there was a person in he was sannyasi, saying that actually there's no need for us to distribute these books anymore. Because what will people do by reading these books? The books are in Sanskrit, that talks about all about this philosophy and all this and all that. Why don't we do something else? Unfortunately, such demons are speaking such things. So we should be very careful. We should avoid this association. We need to be speaking out against them. We need to be doing the real thing. Preaching means fighting. You know who said that? That's right. Preaching means fighting.
Who said it?
His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He said it. Preaching means fighting. That we have to fight against Apasiddhanta. This is the most important thing. The minute you've joined this movement, understand the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. Madhvas by nature, they are born enemies of Mayavad. You're a born enemy of Mayavad if you're a Madhva. So in the minute you took birth in the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, you immediately became a born enemy of the Mayavad philosophy and the Shunyavad philosophy, which is engulfing everything of this entire material world. Pritiviteya hakichu dharma nama chale bhagavata prahitahan paripurna chale. Everything which goes on in the name of dharma, in the name of religion, in the name of philanthropy, in the name of altruism, in the name of all these things, the Bhagavatam says it's simply wholesale cheating. The people are being cheated. Prabhupada called the society of the cheaters and the cheated. So therefore, it is our duty to call out the cheaters, to protect the cheated, and give them the real thing, and take them back home, back to Godhead. For this is the desire of Prahlad Maharaj and the desire of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So most important thing, don't take this cheaply. Don't think it cannot be done. Of course it can be done. It is happening. We are doing a little something, but we haven't even gotten started yet, right? This is just a warm-up. The real thing hasn't even begun yet, So it's just a warm-up. It's just a warm-up. So many people may say so many things. So many people may have so many ideas. So many people may say this, that, and the other thing. But we do not care for their opinion. We do not care for their opinion. Nowadays, it is like a big, big thing to talk about prema. Wow, we have so much prema. And, we want to just talk about gopi bhav and this, that, and the other thing, and how we can become manjaris, and, preaching is for neophytes, and, all this kind of garbage. So, we have a challenge to them, right? So, prema, if you claim to have prema, we were talking to some people recently, if you claim to have prema, then the exact thing of prema, the other side of the coin of prema is audarya. Need to have magnanimity. So if you really have prema, I want to see you sell an entire set of Srimad Bhagavatam to a random person on the street. If you can't do that, your lectures on prema, your books on prema, all this is just talk, or it's just a talk. To say it euphemistically is just a talk. To say it realistically is just a scam. It's just a scam. Where is your prema? Let's see. Let's take your prema to the streets. Can you inundate the streets with prema? If not, then shut your mouth. Because you're doing the entire world a great disservice. So we should understand this point. Where is your prema now? Where is your prema? When it comes to saving the other conditioned souls, where is your prema? Where is the order Srila Prabhupada gave? If you are at all indebted to me, preach like how I did. Preach like how I did. Prabhupada said that. So where is your prema? Prema means that you have to have Jive Doya Krishnanam Sarva Dharmasar. You want to chant holy name nicely, very nice. You have to have Jiva Doya. You need to show compassion for the living entities. How will you have taste if you're not following the orders of the spiritual master? How will you have taste? It is not possible. It is not possible. So many people may say so many horrible things. But we know what Srila Prabhupada said. We know. But other people don't know. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Nate vidu swartagatim hi vishnum, durashraya he bahirartamanina, andayatande rupagiyamana sepi shatantyam urudhamni badya. They don't know. How will they ever know? How will they ever know? What is their philosophy? Their philosophy, no matter what you tell them, their philosophy is anything but Krishna consciousness. Matirna Krishne paratasvato va mitopi badyeta grahavatanam. Adanta Gobir Vishatamta Mishram Punas Sharvata Charvananam. Their philosophy is chewing the chewed. Take the garbage and chew it again. Throw it out and chew it again. That is their philosophy. You know how to avoid surrender to Krishna. You can do it in the Indian way, which is called Hinduism. One of my favorite quotes from my spiritual master's lectures is, Hinduism is a very elaborate Vedic excuse which shows you how to avoid surrender to Krishna. Very elaborate Vedic excuse. It's a Vedic excuse to avoid surrender to Krishna. Vedic. Make it look Vedic, Do some like puja, do a big drama, do a big show, this, that, and the other thing. But surrender to Krishna, that we don't like. That we don't like. And then you could do it in the Western way. Yoga, boga, all this other stuff, everything else which goes on. So, whatever flavor of conditioning we may have, Purusha of Prakriti, so he bhunktir Prakriti Jan Gunan, Karanam Guna Sangasya Sadasadyoni Chanmasu. That, we may be associated with different kinds of the modes of material nature. We are forgetting our real position. Why? Karanam, the reason, what's the reason? Karanam Guna Sangasya. We're associating with the material nature. Therefore, we should associate with Nirguna, with Krishna, who has no material qualities. He is not affected by the three modes of material nature. We should associate with Krishna, associate with the teachings of Krishna. Because by associating with Krishna and his teachings, then all auspicious things will come about. There's a desire of Prahlad Maharaj. There's his desire. That's why, you can please pull this up, 7.5.32. Prahlad Maharaj says, Naisha matis savadu rukra mangrim sprishashanartha pagamoyadartha mai yasham raja padobhishekam nishkinchananam navrinita yavat. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, completely freed from material contamination. Persons very much inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, in this way can one be freed from material contamination. There is the only way and no other way. So we need to follow the orders of spiritual Prabhupada, no matter what the popular opinion is. So many people, you can see, the whole of the Krishna conscious movement in the West is getting destroyed. Popular. It may not be so likable for the Some of the karmis, others she hated. But it's getting destroyed because of attachment to feminism, actually. Why is Christian life successful? Because this is a no feminist zone. We can put a board outside, but actually there's no need to do that. They can come inside and understand, this is a no feminist zone, sir. So, the minute they come in, then that's all. Why? Because women are protected, the men are protected. So many people talk, oh, you guys are misogynists, you don't care about women. Who actually spends so many hundreds and thousands of dollars having a brahmachari in the ashram and getting a big place? Who does that? Who does that? If you're a misogynist, would we do that? No. So this kind of nonsense simply goes on. This kind of misunderstanding. Why? Because people think strong preaching means Bible bashers. That's what it means. To preach strongly means Bible bashing. Right? You've seen them. I remember once the first time I had darshan of a Bible preacher in New York City. Big fat white guy with a big fat Bible. And he was like, wow, you are going to hell. And he would like throw the Bible on the floor. Shruti Shastra Nindanam. And then pick it up, and again, hey, you repent, sinners. And again, boom, and I was thinking like, bro, like, shh. And every 10 minutes you would drink like a big gallon of water and like eat, I don't know what he would eat, but you drink a big gallon of water, and again do the same thing. I was thinking like, wow, this is crazy. But that's what people think preaching strongly means. But that's not what preaching strongly is. Preaching strongly is repeating the words of Srila Prabhupada. Whether people like it or not, who cares? Who cares of the opinions of the fools and the rascals? We don't care. We are an army. Our duty is to crush. You know what crushing means? We need to crush all the demoniac philosophies, all the demoniac everything by the weight of the Srimad Bhagavatam. By the weight of Srimad Bhagavatam. We can talk about being all inclusive and all this. What's the best thing to do for someone who's a homosexual or a heterosexual or transgender or what they called again? What? Furries. What's the best thing to do for them? That's a fact. Distribute Srila Prabhupada's books to them. That's the best thing to do. For those who don't know, anyway, should I say it? Anyway, whatever. There's no need to say it. So, you know what? Okay. So, furries are people who identify as animals. And then they dress as a particular animal, and they look for an animal. I don't know if they look for a homosexual same animal. I don't know how they do it, but so. Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I was shocked. When, huh? Yeah. So they want to mate with people who are also thinking of themselves to be the same animal, but then whether the male and the female. Anyway, I don't know exactly how it works with this complete crazy. Don't worry about it. That's right. That's good advice. That's good advice. Anyway, no matter what, we ain't gonna get it because it doesn't make sense. So. What's the best thing to do to all of them? That's right. Distribute says Srila Prabhupada's books to them. That's the best thing. If we want to benefit everyone, yeah, we do too, actually. We want to benefit. They're going and screaming big protests. We want this, that. Go and stuff a plate of prasadam in their mouth. And then that is the best benefit that you could do for them. Distribute Srila Prabhupada's books to them. Do all these things. By doing so, then everything will come about. And we have nothing to hide about it. Who cares? Who cares about all this other garbage? We can simply go and distribute sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. Americans are buying Bhagavatam sets. My Guru Maharaj has been distributing Bhagavatam sets to Americans like anything these days. We have personally witnessed his potency so much. And it's very amazing, actually. He's able to do it somehow. And more and more people can do it. We even have our Bhakti Jacob right there, who 9 months in distributed 12 Srimad Bhagavatam sets to Americans for $3,600. That's something we are very proud about, actually. Actually, it must be more because you did other loose books also. So, we're very proud about this. We have Bhakti Mason. He goes out first day on books. Guess what he does? Distributes a Bhagavatam set. Show me one Bhakti program in the world where your Bhaktas are trained in your Bhakti program, and the first thing they do when they go out on books is distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone? Krishna Life Atlanta, that's right. So we can see this, So this is a Bhakti program. This is a bona fide Bhakti program. This is a Bhakti program that Srila Prabhupada will be proud of, actually. So, we are not interested in masses. We are interested in getting few good men. That is that's and women. Just saying. Few good men and women, who can give their life. Prabhupada says in the 6th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, this Krishna conscious movement is an invitation for all young men and women of this age to come and surrender their life for the higher cause of Krishna consciousness. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. For the higher cause of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have stalwart devotees like Bhrigupati Prabhu, Apurva Prabhu, Kamalini Mataji, Jivan Mukta Prabhu. They're coming here and showing us, Govardhan Prabhu, they're showing us how we should give our life to Krishna consciousness. Should give our life to Srila Prabhupada. Do you regret it, Prabhu? Do you feel like, oh man, I wish I did something better?
No.
Anyone?
Yeah, I regret that I wasn't a lot more serious.
That's his humility. But, no one regrets it. Why? Because it's the best thing. That's why, Maharaj was saying, Krishna consciousness is Nitya Mahotsaha. That is how Jiva Goswami writes it. And the way we tell it to the Atlanta brothers is, ain't no party like a Hare Krishna party, because a Hare Krishna party don't stop. So, that's how we tell it to them. This is the real thing. That somehow or the other, this is the best thing to do for everyone. We want them to come and join the Krishna consciousness movement. This is the best way to do it. We should smear upon our bodies the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. And how to do it. I remember I was really thinking, how are we going to distribute Bhagavatam sets to Americans? This sounds like really crazy. How are we going to distribute Bhagavatam sets in general, right? That's crazy. To be honest, I was feeling the weight. Because, we ordered 376 Bhagavatam sets from India. And then they were just sitting in a basement for 6 months. And, every month, guess who? We're like, Vishnu Mahotsaha Prabhu, what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do with it? What are we going to do? And I'm like, Prabhu, I'm really busy this month. I'll figure it out next month. But after 6 times, I'm a dull-headed fool. So 3 times, 6 times, right? The authority comes and asks you 6 times, so what are we going to do about this? And, I'm like a guy, who speaks a lot, does too little. So I'm like, oh, Prabhu, don't worry, we're going to figure this out. We're going to get these Bhagavatams. But, I just couldn't figure out what the heck. What are we going to do, man? We got all these Bhagavatam sets and all this and all that. And somehow or the other, Krishna gave that intelligence. And then, we were able to distribute Bhagavatam sets to all these sweet, Indian people. And then I was wondering, man, now, we were getting criticized here and there that, y'all ain't doing it for... y'all ain't distributing Bhagavatam sets to the Americans. And I was really thinking, man, what am I supposed to do? And this was like eating me up, frankly speaking. It was eating me up like anything. And then some of the other, I had a dream with my spiritual master, and he told me, and I asked him, Guru Maharaj, what's the secret for distributing Bhagavatam sets? And then my Guru Maharaj told me in that dream, he said, Tam eva sharanam gacha. That's the only thing he told me. Tam eva sharanam gacha. And I confirmed this with him. He said, yes, that's the right thing. Tameva Sharanam Gacha. There's a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Tameva Sharanam Gacha. You can pull this up. Sarva Bhavena Bharata. It's chapter 18. It should be text number 60, probably 63. Yeah, go for it. Oh, man. Next verse. One more. Man, no. Can someone, it's before this, okay. No, before. There you go. Tameva sharanam gacha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapyati shashvatam. It's very amazing. Verse, translation, please. Oh, sign of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. This word utterly is actually coming from the vocabulary of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says utter humility. And once someone asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where are you getting all these unconventional meanings for these words from? Where are you getting? Sorry. A little too excited. They asked him, where are you getting all these unconventional meanings for the words from? He said, which dictionary are you using? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, my only dictionary is the lotus feet of my spiritual master. That's what I'm talking about. It's amazing. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So surrender unto him utterly. That's the, wow, thank you so much. Usually, when you, having the conditioning of a Hindu, you go to God, you pray to it, and you basically, God, I'm going to give you one coconut and you do all the hard work for me, That's the whole mentality of a Hindu when he goes into a temple. Am I right or am I right? You go inside, I'll give you 10 coconuts and you have to really do this, all the hard work for me, okay? You just please do this, But then the spiritual man says, surrender unto him utterly. Okay, what does this mean, man? What am I supposed to do, But then, somehow or the other, we follow the order of the Guru and there's success, somehow or the other. It's not just one person. Everyone is doing it. Matajis are doing it. All the men are doing it. Kalki Prabhu was in the kitchen for the longest time, and then, he went out and he distributed his Bhagavatam. What can I say? Anyone can do it. Anyone can, provided you follow. That's all. That's the only thing, actually. There's nothing else. You know why? Because there's a desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there's a desire of Srila Prabhupada. And it's a desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That is a really amazing thing. I'd like to read it. It would be really awesome if you could pull this up. You have you have it on your phone, the PDF, no? You know what? I could probably pull it up. This is volume 2. Okay. So this is really amazing. I think all the devotees would absolutely love this. And the only other place this is mentioned is in the Memories of Siddhanta Prabhu, actually. This Kalki Prabhu, you have it on your phone?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Okay.
What I found for you, right?
Yeah, exactly what you found. So this is in the Profiles of Other Disciples section. You find it? Sripad Abhaya Sharanaravinda Prabhu, back when Srila Prabhupada was a Grihastha, as a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Okay, so this is the nectar, and if anyone was not paying attention, I'd humbly request you to kindly open your eyes and open your ears and pay full attention to this. So we can see this over here, starting from, okay, yeah, okay. All right. So once when Abhaya Prabhu, when Abhaya Prabhu, yeah. No. Yeah, before that, Prabhu. Keep going back. Back. Back, one more. There you go, okay. Once when Abhaya Prabhu, this is our Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace. Once when Abhaya Prabhu arrived at Sri Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was pacing along the balcony of his quarters, surrounded by several leading sannyasis and brahmacharis. As Abhaya Prabhu was going up the stairs, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati noticed and motioned for him to come near. Abhaya Prabhu approached slowly and humbly. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati greeted him affectionately, then opened his door and beckoned him inside. When they remained alone for quite some time, amazed, the other devotees discussed among themselves how their Gurudev was favoring a lesser-known Grihastha living outside the Math. In Kartika 1935, in his room at Kunja Bihari Mata in Radhakund, Srila Saraswati Thakur spoke a few words to Abhaya Prabhu that will later alter the course of religious history. If you ever give money, print books. Abhaya Prabhu was present in Bombay during a discussion regarding who to send to the West. Sri Narottam Brahmachari had just been proposed, yet he was reluctant to go so far from his Gurudev's lotus feet. Then Sri Saraswati Thakur himself put forward the name of Abhaya. He will go, and certainly he will be able to do it. He is also preaching in English, so there is no problem if you do not go. He will go. Sripad Nayana Nanda Babaji, formerly Sat Prasanga Nanda Brahmachari, related the following anecdote, and this is fire, so please pay attention. The last year that our Gurudev organized and performed Navadvip Dham Parikram, thousands of pilgrimage at our Chanpahati temple, there was an entire village of tents stretching in all directions. On the afternoon of the last day, one of our godbrothers just arrived in Navadvip, recently come from London by ship. He had gone there to preach but returned without meeting full success. That evening during his lecture, Guru Maharaj explained his earnest desire that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings be spread in Western countries. He said that this was the last request of his mother Srimati Bhagavati Devi to him before she left this world, and that indeed it would happen. So why are we all here? We are all here because of the order of a very, very chaste woman. If it wasn't for a chaste woman, we would all not be here. Srimati Bhagavati Devi, the mother of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Consequently, He had been willing to take the lifeblood of the Gaudiya Math funds to send devotees there, yet their attempts had been largely unsuccessful. At this point in his talk, I noticed something mysterious happening. Guru Maharaj had been looking out at the packed crowd of devotees, especially in the front, where all the sannyasis and brahmacharis in red cloth were. Then he turned his head and looked over to his left side, where I was standing. He was looking intently at someone and became silent for some time. I happened to look behind me and saw that that person with whom he was making eye contact was Abhaya Charana Ravinda Prabhu. Then Guru Maharaj turned again and addressed the audience in front of him and said, "But I have a prediction. However long in the future it may be, one of my disciples will cross the ocean and bring back the entire world." So this is really amazing. This quote is really amazing. That Srila Prabhupada brought back the entire world. So I'll end the class here. If there's any questions or comments, I can take them now.
Microphone. This is
Not really a comment, it's just an embellishment. You mentioned how Krishna
You could please
had
put the
told
mic.
Prabhupada,
Hold the mic for him.
you write the books,
Yeah.
which is true. But he also said, I will help you write the books
Yeah.
by literally speaking to me,
Yeah.
Krishna, during those wee hours of the night
Yeah.
when Prabhupada was
Yeah.
translating.
Prabhupada's purpose was dictated to him by Krishna. It's amazing. Anything? Yes, Prabhupada.
Devotees of,
louder.
yeah. What's your understanding of people who are following other, like God brothers or God nephews of Srila Prabhupada? Are they our allies? Are they our enemies? There's a combination of both. Are they going back to Godhead?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how they're following the orders of their guru, their spiritual master. If they're inimical towards Srila Prabhupada, then they're not our friends. If they criticize Srila Prabhupada, then they're not our friends. Anyone who doesn't recognize the unique position of Srila Prabhupada, they're not our friends. You know, but who was this? I think Bhakti-Bringa Govinda Maharaj actually has this memory, and I saw this in following Srila Prabhupada. He said that once he was doing kirtan with Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj right after Srila Prabhupada left. And Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj told him that after Srila Prabhupada disappeared, right after Prabhupada disappeared, Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj told him, never there has ever been a time in the world, never has there ever been a time in the world, or any acharya in the world who ever displayed as much faith in the holy name as Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So such devotees are our very, very dear friends. You know, and of course we have to take it case by case, point by point also. There's no, blanket friends and blanket enemies. We have to take it case by case and point by point. But those who swayed away from Srila Prabhupada, went somewhere else, did something else, that we keep distance from such people. That's at least my. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Anything else? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for your class. You spoke with so much conviction about the necessity to distribute books and follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions. How do you think we can encourage other people to do the same?
By doing it ourselves. Prabhupada's enthusiasm was, what's that word? Contagious. Contagious. Prabhupada's enthusiasm was contagious. Prabhupada's example was contagious. Bhakti, sorry, I keep saying this. Sanatan Goswami glorifies Haridas Thakur. Apan na kare keha, na kare prachar, prachar kare na keha, na kare achar. Achar prachar kare tumi dui kare, tumi sarvaguru, tumi jagatera arya. He says, my dear Haridas Thakur, some people know how to behave very well, but they don't know how to preach. Some people know how to preach very well, but they don't know how to behave. But you, my dear Haridas Thakur, are the guru of the entire world because you do these two things perfectly in regards to the holy name. So that's the way to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, Devu.
You were speaking about finding encouragement within discouragement.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that concept more?
I mean, like, it's, every time someone tells that you can't do it, I mean, at least for me, it was like that. When someone told me that I couldn't do it, I wanted to do it more. So like so many people who don't have faith in Srila Prabhupada's books will say, I can't distribute these books. Can't do it. And, it may not even be like, that people who don't have faith in Prabhupada's books. Some devotees may even be like, come on, Prabhu, that's like too much. It's like too much. And when that happens, then like, you see that there is a possibility of actually doing it. Like, even when we first started distributing Saptarishi, when we wanted to distribute Saptarishi, many people said, there's no point trying. Who's going to give you $49 to do it? Who's going to give you $49 to do it? But, when the minute they said that, I was like, really? You think no one's going to do that? I'm going to do it. Probably it was their tactic. It was, their tactic to get me fired up. Actually, that's probably what it was. In my eternal well-wisher, one of them told me this, that, who's going to do it? No, you're not going to be able to do it, But then, really, you think I'm going to? And then I remember the first Saptarishi set that was ever distributed in New York City subway. Were you there when that happened? The first, I even remember the exact conversation I had with the Mataji. I remember how she looked, what she was wearing, everything. And how she gave me the Lakshmi and all that. And when she bought that Saptarishi, she said it was a party. Like all the devotees were in ecstasy, And we always wanted to see and do such things more and more. I remember once, Kalki Prabhu and myself were on the train going to Harinam. We were going from Harlem, right? Yeah, we were in Harlem. We were going to one of these places. And then, someone sat next to Kalki Prabhu, and Kalki Prabhu was just chanting. And, this guy asked him sheepishly, are you a Swami? He said, no, I'm a servant of a Swami, And, and he said, yeah, and he was preaching to him, and he said, yeah, sometimes, like, we take donations for all this. He's like, this whole year I haven't given a donation, so therefore I'm going to give you $150. So he gave Kalki $150. Back then our Sapta was $49, So Kalki distributed a Saptarishi to him, and then that day both of us were determined that today both of us together we're going to distribute 7 Saptas. Both of us together. And we tried and we tried and we tried and we tried, and we could only do 6. But then the next day came like, I want to do 7 on my own. And then, that it pushed and it keeps pushing. How many people told Srila Prabhupada not to go and preach? There is a thing called negative inspiration. It's real. It's real. Negative inspiration is a real thing. We need to have both, actually. Positive inspiration, negative. If you read Prabhupada's books, he's not talking about Rasa Leela on every drop of ink. He's giving us the reality of the world, actually. What is the world?
The expression, I'll show him.
I'll show him, yeah. I show him what we're made of, I remember once someone was saying, you know who my grandfather is? Someone was telling me, you can't distribute these. Yes, you know who my grandfather is? Srila Prabhupada, that's my grandfather, So, Prabhupada told us, impossible is a word in the full dictionary, So, we do it, and the more people say we can't do it, actually we can do it. We are going to start Daivarnashram farm communities. Now, this is really awesome, but when we actually do the Daivarnashram farm communities in America, that's going to be crazy. And it seems impossible, right? It did seem impossible to distribute 1,000 books in a day. Then it did seem impossible to do 2,000, and then 3,000, and 4,000, and now 5,000. It seemed impossible. But same principle applies. Tumhara kripaya paya asambhava sambhav hoy. Prabhupada says this. That by your mercy, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he prays to his spiritual master. By your mercy, the impossible becomes possible. So same thing, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. We're seeing this happening. And so, so many people say, it's not going to happen. And so many people told my Guru Maharaj, you just talk. You can't preach in the West. You can't preach in the West. But he came and he showed everyone what didn't they shut their mouth. When they were criticizing him, what they were doing, he was working. When they were criticizing his books, what was he doing? He was working. When they were telling him, you're just a misogynist, women won't like what you're saying, he was working. He was preaching. And when he came here, everyone was, it's all useless, nothing. He was preaching. And just see. Something significant is happening in the religious history of the world. So many people say, it can't be done. It can't be done. No women in America will ever follow traditional gender roles. But just see the jewels of Christian life, the Matajis. They're the jewels of Krishna life. They're doing. And more will come. So yeah, so much negative inspiration may be there. People say you can't do it. And it's not some meaningless bad hope. It's what Srila Prabhupada says. If someone says something in Prabhupada's books is not possible, they're known as a Pashandi. And their intelligence is called Pashanda Buddhi. The intelligence of an atheist, of a non-believer. So that is our thing. That if it says if Prabhupada says it should be done, it has to be done. Acharya Mata Jay Se Matasar. The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in the life of a disciple. So we understand it like that. Is that okay? Okay. Yes. Yeah, we will.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nectar class.
You're welcome. I did it for you.
Thank you so much. I suppose it's evident by the original verse that we chanted in the beginning that Prahlad Maharaj is exhibiting, a symptom of someone who's in Sankirtan Samadhi.
That's right.
This is like completely absorbed in Sankirtan. Like this is what he's talking about. Is like distributing.
Is your question, why didn't we get the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport yet? Is that your question?
No.
You have to ask Vishnu Chandra.
No, but it's actually it's tied into the class that Mukunda Datta Prabhu gave, because in that purport that we read just now, he was saying by taking the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, one gets a clue.
Yeah.
By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one gets a clue of this like Krishna consciousness, and it's sort of tied into what Prabhu was reading this morning. It made me think, because he was speaking on Anartha Vritti and how Anartha Vritti is it's the longest stage, and it's hard, it's not fun, a lot of different times. But essentially, by this book distribution, one can get a clue of beyond Anartha Vritti. This is my question: is that by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one is able to experience, a neophyte is able to experience some glimpse of this, like Sankirtan Samadhi.
Yeah. That's the genius of Srila Prabhupada. That he took us from the platform of being complete, at least someone like me, from being a complete demon, and put them on the platform of Abhideya, immediately engaging them in the devotional service where we increase our loving exchanges with Krishna. This preaching mission is putting Srila Prabhupada's genius is to put us on the platform of Abhideya, on the platform of loving exchanges with Krishna. He gave us sambandha, and every time he's giving us sambandha, but immediately picked us up and put us on that platform, like that.
Wow.
That's Prabhupada. Yes.
Yeah, question.
Bro, you're asking me a question. Come on.
No, I got a question. So getting a set of Bhagavatams, that's a pretty significant dose of Krishna consciousness for somebody to receive. Has there any mechanism been put in place, or are you contemplating putting in place some mechanism to follow up on these people, like, for instance, like a once-a-week Zoom class for the new Bhagavatam set owners, or something like that?
We are working on that. We're working on that right now. Because our manpower is limited, we are focusing mainly on preaching to those who have the ability to give more time to Krishna consciousness. It often does happen that, people who, are crazy, to put it euphemistically, buy the Bhagavatam sets from us. But those who are interested, it's true.
A euphemism?
To be honest, if you take prasadam with us downstairs, when no one else is around,
The people we meet.
the comics and the dramas that we put up, But, for those who are sane, those who are capable, we try our level best to keep in touch with them. Recently we were in Tennessee, we met some good men, some nice Matajis. Chandanacharya Prabhu is the Acharya of doing this. The minute he gets a Mataji, some Mataji interested, he doesn't even take the number. There's a group, and he just has them send their number to the Matajis, and we have Matajis like, Anaya Mataji, Devayani Mataji, Iman Mataji, Lekashanti Mataji, all these other Matajis, taking care of the women as much as possible, and we are trying to take care of the men. But sometimes they buy the books, and I guess the Vaikuntha bubble, and once they leave it, it takes some time for it to act time bombs. For the time bombs to go off, but we are following your, yes, Prabhu.
What do you think of that idea I suggested? Like a once-a-week Zoom class. You just tell them how to get onto it.
Yeah.
And even that class could be very user-friendly for them.
Yeah.
And you cultivate them through that. They might be reading the books at that point seriously. They might not. But
things like this, we were having
create
calls.
some sangha.
Yeah, we were having calls. We were trying to do stuff like that. Actually, my favorite thing is when someone gets Bhagavatam, I like to put them on Apurva Prabhu and Kamalini Mataji's phone calls. They read Bhagavatam. That's like the nectar. At least we did that with Ram, I suppose. Huh? So we distributed books with Ram, and he joined. So, yes. Okay. The Matajis? Okay, they're pointing at the men, so. Do the Matajis have anything? Otherwise,
I just want to say that,
So, 1 minute, please.
I think that's a great idea about having a Zoom call, because a lot of devotees used to be crazy as well, and then they became sane. Even Kushakrata, right, great scholar, he was insane, and so it does like people change, and even devotees don't read the Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
I mean, so, we can't...
Not the devotees in Christian life, they read the Bhagavatam.
Yeah, of course. But
she does.
It takes 5 years just to read 8 pages a day. So even that, it takes time. But we shouldn't dismiss anyone as being too crazy.
Well... That's, all. Okay. All right. So anyway, so I just wanted to end with this. There's been so much yoga and so much boga, all this going on. So I just want to say, we are done with the yoga. We're done with the boga. We're done with the Hindu, Bindu, Smindu worship. We're done with all the feminism. We're done with all of this. Now it's time for Sankirtan Samadhi. Whoa! Taking over the world with Srila Prabhupada, Chancellor Book Distribution, and Daivarnashram Farm Communities. Ki Jai! Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai! Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu.